expressed on this program are those of the producers and individuals appearing on this program and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Sun Prairie Media Center staff, its video service providers, or the staff and elected officials of the City of Sun Prairie.
You are now watching the Alan and DJ Show.
Yo, Milwaukee, Sun Prairie, and all the surrounding areas. And look at the bright lights of the limelight. Welcome to the Alan and DJ TV show program. And of course, I'm Alan.
And this is your boy DJ.
DJ, what's going on, man?
I'm doing all right, man. How about you?
Not good.
Why?
Not good. I cannot wait to see this person, man. No, man, I can't. You know, I woke Bambi the deer up this morning. I said, what's going on? I said, I can't find my wallet. I'm missing $100 out of my wallet. And she's like, well, think about the last time we made your tracks. I said, well, I took you out to take a walk in the forest. I remember that. And I went back, I checked my other wallet. You know what? Bambi the deer, I know who I think it is. It's got to be your brother. And who, she was like, a Sambo the deer? Yes, it's got to be him. Because he's the only one I let get close to. You know what? I don't like that. Like, I can't file a complaint because still ain't nobody listening to me, DJ. It's like, it's always theft everywhere you go, man. Whoa, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Let's talk about that, DJ. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because I can't be the only one going through this out here. So we're going to talk about how to deal with theft. Mm-hmm. And how to deal with theft, like maybe in a relationship, a workplace, or wherever setting you in. And don't trip, because the Alan and DJ show going to bring it to you the only way we know how to bring it to you. So let's start with bullet point number 1, DJ.
Okay.
Documenting everything. Like, how is that important when it comes to dealing with theft?
The reason why this is so important is that basically what it does is it helps give you a written proof. It gives you basically written proof on something that really happened, just in case if you need it later on in the situation.
No, that's very true. You know, like when you want to document everything, like I always say, like, you know, you can take mental notes if you like got a good memory like us, or you know, you can write everything down, which is I would say the most safest thing to do is write everything down, like, so that way you could keep a record of all your stolen items, the dates, the time that it even happened, or even like considering like other like relevant details, because it's important and it's true. Like, how can I help you if you can't tell me, okay, what time did this happen? Where did you have it at? What was the last time you made your tracks? I need to know all these things so I can be able to further assist you.
Absolutely. But it also helps you strengthen your case if you need to take it to court.
That's true. There's all kind of courts out there that can like really help you with stuff like that, even like small claims courts. Mm-hmm. We'll tie into that a little further down the line, but like that's why I always said, like before you blow up like I just did, relax a minute and document everything. Think about where you had it at and all that good stuff, and trust me, people can very, very, very and regularly could further assist you when it comes to problems like that. And let's go to bullet point number 2, DJ, considering the severity of the situation.
Okay.
So now, how does this tie in to dealing with theft?
Basically, like, let me give people a brief definition of like what severity is. Severity is the state of being strong and intense. Basically, an example of severity would be like a bomb threat.
Yeah.
You know the severity of a bomb threat?
Yeah, like
that
it's serious.
Yeah, and basically what that equals to is because the severity of the bomb threat is so severe that basically what happens is the result is you might get expelled from school, or it might equals jail time.
Yeah.
And the reason why that is so important is because every action equals a consequence.
Exactly, and sometimes like every action could be a reaction. So
Yep.
When it comes to dealing with the severity of things, when it comes to even dealing with theft, you want to make sure whether if the item is small or whether if it's like an insignificant item, like where if it's something where, like, let's say your mom or your dad or like a loved one who may even passed on gave it to you, or, you know, really considering like how valuable it is. So then that way, you can help determine your case and further and help further to proceed the case as far as like, okay, this item was really big. This was a $5,000 chain that my mom left me. Or, you know, this was a $20,000 wedding ring that my dad gave my mom and it's stolen. So then that is something serious. So we can have to get to the severity of the problem. How much did it cost? You know, do you have like a proof or receipts or anything that can further help assist the situation? So then you know how to proceed, whether if I need to take you to court, or, you know, we need to go to small claims court. But either way it go, I'm taking you to court. Still almost done, man.
No, basically, like, when it comes down to this, the more severe the situation is, the more likely the consequences is going to have a negative effect.
Exactly. You know, because every action can cause a reaction. So, you know, like, depending on, like, how small it is, you know, like, sometimes you might get a slap on the wrist, or you might get a ticket, or, you know, you might have to pay that person a small claims court, like, okay, well, you know, you owe this person, let's say $2,000. So every week or every 2 weeks, depending on like how you get paid bi-weekly or whatever, like the judge might require you to pay so many amount of dollars. But if it's like very, very like serious and the severity of the situation is really like, okay, whoa, yeah, then you can get into legal trouble. Or matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you even do some time behind bars.
Oh, yeah.
And bullet point number 3, evaluate your relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And that's DJ, good. This is extremely important.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, Doug.
This is the one I like, man, because how does this tie into dealing with death? Like, what does relationships have to do with for the viewers out there that might not really understand that?
Well, first of all, sometimes when we're in a relationship, sometimes we could be a bad judge of character, man. Yes. Meaning, like, just because we have a good conversation with somebody, we automatically categorize that person as like our friend.
Yeah.
And in that moment, you think like they're really a friend, but really they could be low key backstabbing you. But because of that, you need to know where you stand. And you need to know where they stand with you.
That is so true. You know, when, you know, dealing with a friendship relationship or even like a workplace relationship, you guys can be extra close, right? But now I'm going to hit you from the standpoint of this person close to you took something from you. Mm-hmm. So then now you need to evaluate your relationship with this person. So let's say now that you got the proof, this person stole it, the cops showed you the cameras, you know what I'm saying, and then you got the footage as well of, you know, a very close friend stealing from you. So now you need to evaluate how close are you to this person. Like, are we friends? Are we close friends? Are we brothers? Or for my sisters out there, like, are y'all sisters? Like, y'all got that friendship where you like, I know she'll never do me like that, but she did you like that. And are you comfortable with, like, let's say even confronting them like directly? Mm-hmm. And if you're not comfortable with like confronting them directly, then make sure you have a third party there just in case the things kind of escalate. Because at the end of the day, we want to de-escalate the situation before it escalate. But if it escalates into where they getting like hostile, like, DJ, man, what? Man, I ain't taking nothing from you, bro. I mean, man, go with that old little funky up $500. Bro, man, on my life ain't taking me. You know what I'm saying? Now look, you're gonna start flipping stuff off the table and you're trying to intimidate them to do the intimidation tactics. Yeah. Man, what, bro? I need that for nobody, bro. Calm down, dude. Calm down, my G.
Oh, man.
You're guilty.
No, the reason why this is so important too is because, like, when something like that happens where somebody steals from you, it changes the whole status of the relationship and the dynamic of the relationship.
Ooh, man, that's true. Because now you have to ask yourself, can I ever trust you again? Mm-hmm. And for somebody like me, I won't even look at you the same. Because if you're supposed to be my brother, or, you know, you're supposed to be like a sister to me, and we got that friendship, because my mom used to always say sometimes the best friend can be the opposite sex. So, and, you know, I put you in that category where, like, and I had a lot of female friends that I thought that was my friends in the past that burnt me. But I ain't going to diss them, though. Look where they at and look where I'm at. But that's another story. But, you know what I'm saying, like, I can't trust you the same. You know, like I can't even look at you the same, like because I trusted you and you broke my trust. And I'm a forgiving person, but I never forget. And sometimes, like, in order to like regain my trust back, you have to really work hard because I'm always gonna look at you as a thief, like you stole from me when you didn't have to.
Yep.
And bullet point number 5, bro, involve a third party. So this is serious now because now you know that we just walked into the introduction of that. But now let's break this down though, DJ. Like, why is it good to involve a third party when it comes to theft?
And basically, the third party, what that other person does is it gives you visual evidence to support your case, but it also gives you a witness to the crime to strengthen your case.
Exactly. So let's say if you feel uncomfortable confronting this person one-on-one, or you might be a little intimidated of this person, or let's say you're let's say you are in a abusive relationship and you just got a divorce and you like, can you come up there with me? So let's say you got a brother or a male friend to go up there with you to confront this person. And it's good to have that because they can mediate the situation a lot better, especially when you got the ocular proof to show that, hey, you did take that from me and, that was valuable and I need that back. So, I would just say consider trusting a family, a friend, or, or maybe even like a loved one, like a close loved one, or maybe like you might got you a new boo thing. But whatever it is, they can mediate the conversation. So in case the things get out of hand and he's starting to get a little threatened, like, say it again and watch what I do to you. And I make you feel it like the last time you felt it in the car. And you're like, hey, hold on, bro. Like, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, because things can escalate like that really quickly.
Absolutely. And also, like, the reason why having a third party is important too is that when it comes down to legal situations, they become unbiased because they're in the legal system now. So when you dealing with like legal cases and stuff like that, like they can't lie or they can't go based off of just pure emotion or based off of the relationship. They got to go based strictly on facts and evidence that they saw and proof to strengthen your case or to go against your case.
That's true, man. Yeah, and I can't blame a woman for being afraid, especially if you're dealing with a bigger guy and, you still got some things in that house. You're like, man, I need to go in the house to go get it. You don't want to take me. I'll tell you right now, and I'm going to do it. Hey, if you come out looking like The Rock, I'm running too. Alan, are you serious? Girl, you better come out. I'm gone. Shoot, for real. We going to look like DJ. I'm like, no. Hey, man. Hey, you came over looking for that ring. You want the... it's not really mine. It's hers. I ain't nothing. I'm telling you right now. But all seriously, though, like, you might want to take a DJ with you, man. Or, you know what I'm saying, like my Dirty Mellow. Like, you need somebody real big, man, because, it can make the other guy feel like, well, okay, like, man, I know this dude ain't playing. He like he physically fit, like he in shape. He looking serious the whole time. He ain't cracked a smile not one time. He's like, hey, brother, how you doing? Okay. Yeah, so, like, that's why I always say, like, if you have to, like, involve a third party because, it'll make the situation at least go by a little bit smoother, just knowing that, you got some type of a protection there with you. And if I was you ladies, like, I'd bring 2 or 3 dudes with me. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know this guy. So, I'm not trying to shoot straight to violence or anything like that because we don't condone no violence here. But sometimes things can escalate a little bit. At least you'll be somewhat protected. And the last bullet point that I want to talk about is taking legal action.
Okay.
This is serious because we're going to drive our point home with this, DJ. How does it get to a point when it comes to theft now that you must take legal action?
So, because sometimes, like, when you take the direct confrontation approach, sometimes it doesn't get resolved. So basically, sometimes you have to resort to the legal action. So basically, when you can't solve a situation without going to court, then sometimes maybe you have to solve the situation by going to court.
Yeah. No, like that's true. Like,
Yeah.
because it steps to that. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like it steps to that, DJ. Like, you know, if I'm taking legal action at this point, you know, because really, like, I ain't no snitch. Like, I'm the type of dude, like, I handle it myself. But sometimes, like, even, like, the toughest of the toughest have to take legal action because there's certain things that, you know, you're going to have to need the law for. So
Yep.
if I have something that was very valuable that was, like, worth $55,000, like, yeah, me beating you up myself is only going to give me an assault and battery charge.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I catch you afterward, not just playing. But, you know, like, I have to go to, you know what I'm saying, to take legal action. And the first step by doing that is make sure that the theft is significantly, is like, not getting anywhere with other methods. So let's say, like, you know, you've been reaching out. Like, you know, you've been saying, hey, look, I'm trying to be professional about this. But you're just not seeming to get anywhere, right? Then the first thing I want to say is maybe considering filing a police report. Because then that way when you go to small claims court, like you can prove that, hey, look, I filed a police report. And then I was trying to sue him for, I have valuable items of mine that was stolen. So that's why I'm here today. And I filed the police report. I'm going to have the proof. I have the footage of this guy, you know what I'm saying, stealing this, or, you know, this girl, you know what I'm saying, stealing something that was very valuable of mine. And it can go as far as like even taking it to like small claims court.
Absolutely. And also with legal action too, like that's basically is your last resort.
Yep.
And your last resort, basically it equals a solution because when you take it to court, they're gonna solve your case.
Oh yeah, big time. You know,
But it might it might not be the result that you want, but they're gonna solve it.
Sometimes, you know, like you might go in there with a certain price in your head. You're like, man, look, man, I go ahead and get about 50 G. DJ, man, we about to be balling, bro. Then you go in there, you might only get 27,000. You're like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because when you buy something, it don't appreciate as much value anymore. So people have to realize that too. But you're lucky you get something. Something's better than nothing. But to wrap it up with the Allen and DJ's final thought, yo, DJ, what's your final thought, man, when it comes to theft? Because I don't like theft. Like, I don't like a thief.
Yeah, I don't like the thief either, man. Like, basically, just follow these steps, man, when it comes down to basically dealing with theft. Like, make sure you document everything. Make sure you consider the severity of the situation. Make sure, if you can, have a direct confrontation with that person. And even if you have to, involve a third party, because all that will help you strengthen your case if you have to resort to legal action later on.
Most definitely, man, and that's serious. And, you know, I'd tell for you guys out there, man, you know, to make sure you secure your belongings, man. You know, if you got something valuable, it should be put up in a very, very sacred place. And, you know, also, you know, I would say just establish some boundaries with this person. To say, hey, look, let's say if you had a roommate, if you're living with me, this is my rules, this is going down. You know what I'm saying? You can have whatever you want in here. This room right here is particularly off limits. This is valuable stuff in here. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody took it, I would know that you don't want to take it because I got cameras set up everywhere. If I had to get to that point. And most definitely consider your living situation. So like considering and watch and be mindful of who you stand with, who you're living with, or maybe, or a matter of fact, consider the work situation because sometimes it can be very like challenging as well when you're living with somebody. So, you know, you want to consider all those situations. And most importantly, man, once you do that and we get the theft locked up, we get that thief behind the jail cell, under the jail, you just became the very best version of yourself. Now, this is the Allen and DJ Show. You can find us on YouTube at the Allen and DJ Show at gmail.com. If you have anything that you want us to talk about next as far as our email address, then our YouTube page as well as the Allen and DJ Show. Then you can find us at the Allen and DJ fan page on Facebook. And trust me, it's grown a significant amount of numbers. So thank y'all for y'all support. And you can find my page, truly, Allen Hutchinson on Instagram and Facebook, and my Dirty William J. Smith on Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, man, don't try to take matters to your own hands. Sometimes you might have to, but we ain't going to do that. We're going to put that thief under the jail, and we're going to stay on top of the jails. Because you know why? We're going to stay well. We're going to stay healthy.
Peace.